Moment of a circular section about its diameter c, pi by 64 into d power of 4. Efficiency of screw jack, tan alpha by tan of alpha plus pi. Maximum mechanical advantage of lifting machine, 1 by m. Maximum efficiency of lifting machine, d, 1 by m into VA. If the number of pulleys in a system is equal to its velocity ratio, then its system is pulleys second. The velocity ratio of simple wheel and axle with d diameter efforts wheel and load axle are d by d. The velocity ratio of differential wheel and axle with d the diameter effort wheel d1 d2 as diameter of larger and the smaller axis respectively is 2d by d1 minus d2. The velocity ratio of a single purchase crab which can be increased by increasing the length of the handle. A differential pulley block has a larger and smaller diameter. Okay, this one is in wound geared pulley block. If the number of teeth on a worm wheel doubled, then its velocity ratio also doubled. True. The velocity ratio simple screw jack with P pitch of the circuit L and length of effort arm is 2 pi L by P. All the steel trusses of the bridges have one there and roller supported and other is hinged. The main advantages such as support is that truss remains stable. True. A framed structure is perfect if the number of members are 2j minus 3 where j is the number of joints is equal to. A framed structure is imperfect if the number of members are 2j minus 3 either B or C. A redundant frame is also called as frame imperfect. A framed structure as shown in the figure, perfect frame. A framed structure as shown in the number 2W by root 3 tension. A framed structure, a force the member AC numerically equal to the force number BC, right. In a framed structure shown in the figure, the force member AB is the force in member AC half. A framed structure as shown in the figure, force member CD is tensile in nature, agree. In a framed structure shown in the figure, number of AB, BC are respectively root 3W tensile and 2W compressive. Which of the following scalar quantity the speed? The rate of change of displacement of a body is called velocity. Which of the following are vector quantities? This is all of the above. The negative acceleration is called as redundant. This is the stress. If the body falls freely under gravity, then the gravitational acceleration is taken as plus 9.8 meter per second square. If a body is thrown upward, then the gravitational acceleration is taken as 0. This is wrong. If the gravitational acceleration at any place is doubled, then the weight of body will be g by 2. The velocity of a body and it reaches the ground from the height h is the root of 2gh. The acceleration of a body sliding down inclined surface is g sin theta. Which of the following is the equation of a linear motion? All of this above. According to Newton's law, first law, every body continues in a state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is acted upon some external force. Newton's second law of motion, a relation between the force and mass of moving body, gives. A science teacher claimed that Newton's third law of motion involved while studying motion of rockets. His statement is justified. A D'Alembert principle basically depends upon Newton's second law of motion. Correct. The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the impressed force that takes place the same direction which force acts. The statement is known as Newton's second law of motion. The law of motion involved in the recoil of a gun is Newton's third law of motion. If P the force acting body, M mass a body is the acceleration of the body. According to Newton's second law of motion, P minus Ma is equal to 0. The matter contained in a body is called mass. The force by which the body is attracted towards the center of earth is called as weight. When a body falls freely under gravitational force, its possessed weight is no. The total motion possessed by a body is called as momentum. A Newton is defined as the force while acting upon the mass 1 kg produces the acceleration of 1 by meter square, the direction of which acts is s. its lifts move towards moves downwards with the acceleration of 9.8 meters per pressure exerted by man floor of the zero. This is the true. When the lift is moving upwards with some acceleration, the pressure exerted by and the proportional its acceleration directly. A tension in the cable supporting lift is more than lift moving is the acceleration is upward. A tension is the cable supporting the moving downwards of the tension where the moving upward the acceleration the lift is none of this above. The two bodies of mass m1 and m2 passing over frictional pulley showing the acceleration string will be g of m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2. In the above equation, the shown tension is 2m1 m2 g by the masses of both bodies shown in the figure double acceleration the string will be same. The mass of the masses of the both bodies doubled in the acceleration of the string will be same. The mass of the bodies are shown in the reduced 50% of inclination which will be half. This is the agree increases. A block of mass m1 placed on inclined smooth plane is connected by a light string passing over a smooth pulley to pass m2 which moves vertically downwards as shown in the figure. Tension the string m1 m2 g of 1 plus sin alpha by m1 plus m2. A angle of inclination of plane is increased, then acceleration of the system is decreases. Mass m1 is placed on an inclined rough plane having coefficient of friction. No tension of the string will m1 m2 g 1 plus sin alpha plus mu cos of m1 plus m2. Which of the following statement is correct is connection with projectile? All of the above. A. The total time taken by a projectile to reach maximum height to return back to the ground is known as time flight. This is the S. The Cartesian equation of trajectory is y is equal to x tan alpha minus gx square by 2a square cos alpha. The path of the projectile is parabola. True. The time of flight is the projectile of horizontal plane is given by t is equal to 2u sin alpha by z. The distance between the point projection and the point where projectile strikes the ground is known as correct. The horizontal range of projectile is given by r is equal to u square sin 2 alpha by z. The time of flight, the projectile upward inclined plane 2u sin of alpha minus beta by g cos beta. The time of flight of the projectile downward inclined plane upon dash both a and b. A means the angle of projection and b means the angle of inclination of the plane. The range of projectile an upward inclined plane is 2u square sin of alpha minus beta cos alpha by g cos square beta. The range of projectile will be maximum for given velocity of projectile when angle of projection is 45 plus beta by 2. The range of projectile downwards inclined plane is the range of upward inclined plane. The same velocity of a projection and the angle of projection is the more than. The Cartesian equation of a trajectory is d external of minus gx square by 2u square cos square alpha. The time of flight of a projectile in a horizontal plane 2u sin alpha by z. The horizontal range of projectile u square sin 2 alpha by z. The maximum height of projectile in horizontal plane is u square sin square alpha by 2z. The time of flight of a projectile in upward inclined plane is 2u sin of alpha minus beta by g cos beta. The unit of angular velocity is dash radian for second revolution per minute. The angular velocity rotating at n revolution per minute is 2 pi n by 60. The unit of angular velocity is revolution per minute. The angular velocity in radians in a body rotating in Newton revolution per minute 2 pi n by 60. The unit of angular acceleration is radians per second square. The linear velocity of a body rotating at w radian per second along a circular path of given by w or omega. The linear acceleration of a body rotating along a circular path of radius and angular acceleration of radians per second square is the BA is equal to alpha r. Which of the following are vector quantities? All of this above. The motion of a particular round is fixed axis is circular. In a order is completely specify angular displacement by a vector is must fix all of this. When a particles move along a circular path, the acceleration has two components. One of the normal component and other is tangential component. The acceleration is true. When a particle moves along a straight path, there will be centripetal acceleration as well as the tangential acceleration is wrong. When a particle moves along a circular path with uniform velocity, there will no tangential acceleration is correct. The maximum displacement of a body from its mean position is called the amplitude, right? The frequency of vibration means the number of cycles per second. Yes. The time taken by particles for one complete oscillation is known as periodic time. Agree. The periodic time a particle with simple harmonic motion is proportional to the angular velocity inversely. The amplitude is always radius of the circle equal. The periodic time is given by 2 pi by w. A body is said to move, vibrate with simple harmonic motion of its acceleration directly towards mean position. True. The velocity of a particle moving with a simple harmonic motion is at the mean position maximum. The acceleration of particle moving with a simple harmonic motion is the mean position 0. The velocity of a particle moving with simple harmonic motion at any instant given by omega r square minus y square. The acceleration of a particle moving with simple harmonic motion at any instant is given by omega square into y. The maximum velocity of a particle moving with a simple harmonic motion is omega r. The maximum acceleration of a particle moving with a simple harmonic motion is omega square into r. One end is helical spring is fixed while other end is carries the load W which moves the simple harmonic motion. The frequency of motion is given by 1 by 2 pi root of z by delta. The acceleration of particles moving with simple harmonic motion is proportional to the displacement of the particle from the mean position is true. The periodic time of one oscillation for a simple pendulum is 2 pi root of L by z. In order to double the period of simple pendulum, the length of the string should be quadrupled. The motion of the body from one extremely to the other is known as agree. A pendulum which exceeds 1 beat per second is known as seconds pendulum. A pendulum is taken 1 minute below Earth's surface is mine, it will in time gain. The length of second pendulum is 99.4 centimeters. When a rigid body suspended vertically and oscillates with an amplitude under the action of the force gravity, the body is known as compound pendulum. The frequency of oscillation of a compound pendulum is 1 by 2 pi root of gh by kg square g plus h square. The center of oscillation and the center of suspension of compound pendulum is interchangeable is true. The equivalent length of simple pendulum which gives the same frequency, the compound pendulum is k square g plus h square by h. The center of precession is below the center of gravity of the body and the distance to k square g by h. The frequency of oscillation a torsional pendulum is r by 2 pi k into root of z by l. Which of the following statement is correct? The periodic time of particle moving with simple harmonic motion, the time taken a particle for one complete oscillation. The maximum displacement of a body from a mean position is amplitude. The number of cycles per second is a frequency. The velocity of the particle 0 at the end of extremes. The acceleration of the particle 0 at the c mean position. The motion of a wheel is car is combined translational and rotational. When a person on a bicycle drives around a curve, he has a lean maintain equilibrium is inward. The angle of inclination of a vehicle when moving along a circular path upon its mass does not depend. The angle of inclination with a vertical is Cyclists running are faster speed than the when running at a slower speed is more. The force which acts along the radius of circle directed towards the center of circle is known as centrifugal force. This is true. The force which acts along the radius of circle and directed away from the center of the circle is called as centrifugal force. The slope on the road surface generally provided on the curve is known as angle of banking. The ideal angle of banking provided on the curves on roads depends upon velocity square of the vehicle. When train is rounding a curve, the side thrust on the wheel flanges is prevented by raising the outer edge of the rail is amount by which outer edge of the rail is raised is known as superelevation. Agree. In the railway, the superelevation is expressed in terms of difference level between the two rails. True. The superelevation is given by Gv square by Gr. The maximum velocity of a vehicle in order to avoid overturning of a level circular path is root of Gra by H. When vehicle moves on a level circular path, the reaction at the inner wheel is mg by 2 1 minus v square h by Gra. The maximum velocity of a vehicle in order to avoid skidding away in a level circular path is root of mu Zr. The overhunting of a vehicle of a level circular path can be avoided if the velocity of the vehicle is root of Gr by h less than. A skidding way of the vehicle on a level circular path can be avoided. The force of friction between the wheels and the ground is centrifugal force is greater than. The total moment of system is the mass of one in one direction remains constant unless acted upon by an external force in the directions. The statement is called as principal conservation of momentum. The bodies which rebound after impact are called as elastic bodies. The loss of kinetic energy during elastic impact is given by m1 m2 by 2 m1 plus m2 u1 minus u2 whole square. The impact between two lead spheres is approximately equal to an impact is inelastic. In a collision of elastic body, the coefficient of retardation in the ratio of the relative after impact to the relative velocity of before the impact. True. The coefficient of retardation for a inelastic bodies is 0. The coefficient of retardation for elastic bodies is the prime. During elastic impact, the relative velocity of two bodies after impact, the relative velocity of the two bodies before impact is equal and opposite to. The loss of kinetic energy during elastic impact is 0. Agree. The loss of kinetic energy due to direct impact bodies upon the values of the coefficient of retardation depends. Which of the following statement is correct? Kinetic energy of the body, D option, body impact more than the kinetic energy of the body after impact. When two elastic bodies collide with each other, all of this above. Two balls of equal masses in perfectly elastic material laying the floor one of the velocity made struck the second ball. Both balls after impact will moving the velocity v by 8. A lead ball with a certain velocity made strike fall down the rubber ball of a same mass and same velocity strikes the same ball. Rebound select the correct reason from the following is that the changes in momentum suffered by a rubber ball is more than the lead ball. u1 and u2 are the velocity of two moving bodies in the same direction before impact and v2 and their velocity after impact and coefficient of resistance given by v1 v2 minus v1 by u1 minus u2. A body of mass m moving with a constant velocity strike another body same moving with the same velocity but in opposite direction. The common velocity both the bodies is collision is the 2v. A rubber ball is dropped from the height of 2 meters. No velocity after rebounded the ball a rise of height of 2m. Whenever a force acts on a body and the body undergoes displacement, the work is said to be done. The unit of work in SI unit is the joule. 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton meter. Work done is said to be 0 when either A and B. 1 joule means that work is done by a force 1 meter when the displaced by body through 1m. Joule is the unit of work. The rate of doing work is known as power. The unit of power in SI unit is watt. 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. The power developed by a body acted upon the torque T newtons more the revoluting at whatever given by tau omega in watts. Energy may be defined as the capacity of doing work, correct? The unit of energy in SI unit is the joule. The energy possessed by a body is doing work. The virtuous proposition is called the potential energy. The kinetic energy of a body upon its mass velocity depends. The potential energy stored by a spring in compression is called strain energy S. When a body of mass m attains a velocity v from rest in time, the kinetic energy of translation is 0.5 mv square. When a body of mass moment of inertia about axis with an angular velocity omega, the kinetic energy of rotation is 0.515 I omega square. The wheels of moving car is possess kinetic energy of translation and rotation both. According to principle of conservation of energy, total moment of system mass in any direction remains constant unless acted upon by external force in the direction is false. The total energy possessed by a transfer moving bodies in constant every instant. The potential energy of a vertical raised body is the kinetic energy of a vertically falling body is equal to. When a spring of watch is wound, it will possess strain energy. A body 2 having masses m1 greater than m2 have equal kinetic energy. The moment of body having mass m1 and the moment of body having m2 greater than. Thank you. Mechanics over.